Yeah, there was a quote in if you could put youthful exuberance and the smell of sweat and leather into music, that would be the Dirty Little Rebels. It's just nothing. That's not even close to what they're like. and oh, look, I'd say that their energy and excitement and fun and their mates, and they don't take themselves real seriously, and that's as short a sentence as I can give you.
But they're all really nice boys.
They're nice
All of
boys.
them. They are. They're beautiful boys.
The boys have played a few gigs in Sydney and at some interesting venues too, and I've been to see them twice there. And there's a really interesting thing that happens because they get up there and they're basically a bunch of 16-year-olds wearing leather jackets playing rock and roll, and there's a bit of a novelty there, I suppose. But it's almost you almost see the crowd. There's a catharsis where everyone sort of stops and says, "Hang on," but they're really kicking it. They're sounding great. Whether they were 16 or 35, they are sounding just terrific. And you can see people actually start to get into the music more than the novelty of the kids being up there playing. And yeah, you see the respect.
One of the big achievements that the band actually had just recently was winning Triple J Unearth's competition for Festival of the Sun here on the Mid-North Coast. And they won a spot in it. So it was very exciting for them. And to watch them up in front of everybody and bringing the crowds in was very exciting for them all. It was a big festival for them to get into straight off. So it was very exciting. And two, they recently toured with Grinspoon, which was wonderful for them. And one of the sound crew or somebody commented
the front of house guy,
on how nice they were, how little ego there was, and how respectful they were, and how nice they were to talk to and everything. They weren't big-headed or anything.
He said he expected them to be playing festivals in 12 months' time, which is...
Yeah, so it was very encouraging.
Yeah, from a guy that probably sees a lot of bands, it's good to hear.
My name's Jack Gibson. I'm the bass player for the Dirty Little Rebels, and I'm currently a third-year apprentice as an automotive technician. When I'm not doing that, I'm just working on the band or just, out here jamming at the factory.
I'm Tony Hunter and I play guitar and sing for the band The Dirty Little Rebels, and I go to school, and that's about it.
Well, I'm Jakey Hall. I'm the drummer of the Dirty Little Rebels, also the youngest member. Thinking back, I didn't really know Tones before my brother Wills and I, who was recently a member, started jamming, me on drums, Wills on guitar. But Tony Bones kind of came into the equation when one of my older brother's mates kind of hooked us up one time. He arranged for us to have a little jam out at our place. And Jack, our bassist, who's good mates with Wills, just picked up the bass and came around while we were all there, and that's when the magic happened. My oldest brother Luke showed us this song by this old Aussie band called The Cops, and it was actually called Dirty Little Rebel, and we just thought it had a good ring, so put an S on the end and the name stuck.
My influences, I love listening to Black Sabbath. They're one of probably my favourite bands. The Darkness comes into it as well, and Band of Skulls lately. I've been really into them.
Band-wise, our influences are definitely heavily driven by the Datsuns and the Darkness, and like old punk such as the Stooges and the Ramones.
Our band, I'd say, or myself in particular, I'm greatly influenced by the Hives. I like the fast kind of unsyncopated drumming style.
Starting off, I started writing with Wills a lot of our songs earlier, and now I'm doing it on my own. And when a song comes together, I find that some of the best songs that we write come together within a short period of time, like maybe an hour or 2 hours.
Back a year and a half ago, we did lose one of our members to actually to my older brother's band. He went and joined them in Sydney. But it did really change the dynamic. We dropped a lot of our old material.
We did our first gig without Wills as a three-piece, and we got a lot of positive feedback from it. I think we all tightened up, each member tightened up fairly well, and took control of what they were doing.
Getting time off school, it's becoming a little bit more difficult with me and Jakey now in year 11, more with him being, he's going the academic way, he's going to go to uni. And
Well, being in a band, you've got to be committed if you want to go far, and it does have a big impact on your work life, on your school life. For example, I had to miss out a few days of school last year in particular when we were going down to Sydney to play shows and get shifts off work and stuff. It's a bit of a hassle, but in the end it's all worth it. Well, I'm really excited to start this recording. We've got Phil Jemison from Grinspoon as our pre-production manager, so he can share his wisdom, give us some good ideas.
I think we're all looking for kind of a punk, garagey sound, not too commercialised sounding for our first EP that we bring out.
Well, we originally wanted our sound to be something really well refined, like say Queens of the Stone Age. But as we recorded our tracks, it's kind of progressed to something that'll be more rough and impulsive, like say the Hives. The tracks just fit better like that.
First time we got played was when we were announced that we were going to play Festival of Sun for 2011, and then from there we just kept getting airtime on Triple J. It's really funny because I hear it on when I'm at work. It just comes on the radio and the boys give me shit about it, but I don't see them with a band on Triple J playing primetime, so...
Yeah, it feels great, like, especially when people come to you afterwards and you know the capacity of people that hear that radio. It's all around Australia, it's all around the nation, so it's good to get your stuff out there. Yeah.
Well, my plan, I think my plan is, it's pretty flexible. I think it'll work with or without the band. Of course, it'd be better with the band, but I'm planning to finish school in Port Macquarie and as soon as I can move down to Sydney Uni and possibly lodge with Tony Bones and Jack in some sort of townhouse. But I want to study physics at Sydney Uni, and if that doesn't go to plan C, lately I've been thinking musical theatre would be a great kind of vestige of music to invest myself in.
Don't really have much of a plan B, to be honest. Plan A's just all I'm focused on at the moment. I mean, I don't really want to be a dirty mechanic for the rest of my life, but it'd be sick to kill it as a rock star. But yeah, plan A all the way, really.
My role is it's a bit liquid. It applies differently to different acts. So with these guys, because they just are what they are. They're a bunch of kids playing rock and roll. There's not a lot I can really do to make it much better because it's pretty good as it is. So I'm just kind of suggesting little things. Like, for example, they've already got their tempos mapped out, which is rare, and they kind of know their parts and their arrangements. They're very well rehearsed. So I'm just trying to bring in some other creative ideas and maybe they're not great, but it's all about working the song and getting the best out of it you can possibly get out of it. So that's basically what I'm kind of a song doctor. The age issue, or being under 18, I see as more of an advantage than a disadvantage, and I think it will only hone them as performance before they're allowed to play. And I think it's kind of special not being allowed to play in clubs and pubs or whatever. It's good. All I know is that stuff, it just keeps going around and around. So there'll be one day it'll be metal, and the next it'll be this, and they'll eventually fit. And whether they fit or not, they'll still be good. Doesn't really matter. They'll eventually find a home. It's just a matter of whether radio wants to catch up with them. As far as they go, they've got a lot of it figured out already. Like, I didn't have that kind of head on my shoulders when I was that age, so at the moment they're fine. They just need to write some tunes, and then the more the tunes come along, the better they'll be as a band. This is all about tunes at the moment. Being such a band in its genesis, you've only got maybe a 30 or 40 minute set, so to expand that set to an hour of original material and just get more tunes, and then eventually you write more tunes, and then you'll lose some because you got 20 tunes to pick from, and then that list expands to over 100, and I don't know how many songs I've bloody written now, but like, it's a wealth of what you can pick from. So I guess, yeah, don't smoke pot.
Thanks, Phil.
No worries, guys. Easy. All right.